Welcome to the show.
This guy got a mistletoe belt on.
Gosh, that is bad.
The whole plane smells like weed. Those were the days. It's a joke, you idiot. Looked in the mirror, I'm like,
Good old innocent fun. Welcome back, everybody, to Troublemakers, the podcast where each week we bring on a guest and they tell crazy stories about their lives. I'm your host, Dylan Krasinski, coming to you from a beautiful day in Astoria, Queens. With me, as always, is my enigmatic co-host, my man with the plan, my number two, the big dog, everyone, Mr. Ray Zawodni.
That's right. It's your boy, Ray Zawodni.
Your boy, Ray.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Dylan. And more importantly than thanking you, there is some more important people to thank, and that is everyone that's been checking out the Troublemakers, whether you're watching full video episodes that are out there on the YouTube channel, or you're listening to us on those audio platforms, or just watching reels and shorts. You could do a lot of little things, easy, simple things to help us out. And that includes, sharing those reels, sharing those shorts, commenting on the YouTube page, commenting on the videos, and leaving us ratings and reviews.
Leave that YouTube comment, and I'll write back. We'll have full-on conversations.
That is true, but if you do leave it, I don't want Dylan to have a negative conversation. So do not say anything rude out there. If I happen to go on there and find that somebody is meddling, talking shit, being rude, or just generally using any hate speech that's not directed to anybody but our enemies, I tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to tell everybody that you were one of the executives at Nickelodeon who helped cover up what happened to my boy Drake Bell in that documentary. And I know people, and I know how to get a rumor to stick, and you'll be done for. So listen, ball's in your court. So either say something nice or don't say anything at all. Anywho, we have a wonderful guest on the podcast today. One of our great friends and hilarious comedian, Paul Dagliolo.
Let's get into it.
However, you got to make somebody would buy it.
Yeah, dude. If you looked like Sydney Sweeney, I'd subscribe. Are you kidding me? If it was just Sydney,
settle down, pervert.
Sydney Sweeney playing with Ninja Turtles, I would watch that.
She's fully clothed.
That's okay.
I don't know.
Dude, I subscribe to her where she works on her truck. It's called Sid's Garage.
Really?
Yeah, she's like a big. She's
you
a big
subscribe?
Truck.
What do you subscribe to?
On OnlyFans?
No, it's like on YouTube
the
or
little follow
Instagram,
click.
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I give her a little follow.
It's Sydney Sweeney. It's just her working on cars.
Yeah, and she's like, "Welcome back to Sid's Garage."
You're fucking with me.
I swear to God,
That's
dude.
not a real thing.
Yeah, it's Sid's Garage.
You
Shout
know-
out Sydney Sweeney,
I gotta be honest.
listener of the pod.
That shit pisses me off. You know what else pisses me off? I just saw Eli Manning.
I got a
his
couple
own
bones
show.
to pick, but yeah, what
Eli Manning has his own show now.
podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop.
Too much?
Stop. What? No, I mean,
Is it too much?
I got a bone to
it's
pick.
why
with
the
pod.
fuck like Will Arnett and Jason Bateman have a podcast. You were in fucking Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
so annoying.
You don't need it.
It's, hey,
You have some clout.
podcasts are for non-famous people to try to become famous, not for you goddamn celebrities to just get a money-hungry grubbin going.
I'm not here to be famous.
I'm just here to have fun with my friends.
Not that.
I'm here to be famous. Is this not gonna put
It
me
might do it.
over the top?
Paul,
Oh,
good luck.
okay.
No, I'm here to have my voice heard and my opinions heard
I love that.
about all things.
About all things.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I
my
got
thing.
two little bones to pick. Two little bones.
Are they with me?
No.
Fucking snap, dude. I'm fired up. Are you?
Snap it like a wishbone.
Well, you want to hear something about old Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Just fucking cut me off, I guess. I don't have any. That's now.
Is that
I
a
have
third
bone?
bone? Is that a third bone?
No, that's
Well,
my third bone. Ray came in hot.
I've been
Real
waking
fucking
up-
interrupting.
Waking up every morning, going to the gym this week. I'm on day 4.
How you doing? Good for you, man.
So the blood is flowing. My boners are harder.
Testosterone, baby.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I'm all fucking fired up. So those bones better not be with me.
I've been doing yoga, so I'm much more calm. I do it
Ooh.
right there in front of the table here.
I know.
I saw.
I was able to smell your pussy still lingering in here.
All right, dude.
All
Your
right,
musk.
Let me see your bones.
I got one that's a nerve-wracking bone to pick. Zins. There is a Zin shortage.
A Zin
Shout
shortage.
out. I mean, you guys know I'm a
That is
big
the broiest
fan
thing I ever
of
heard.
Zins. I went to 3
broiest
stores
thing.
today.
I know.
3 stores. Finally.
So is there a shortage or just the Astoria bodegas didn't have them?
I looked it up.
It's a thing. It's a crisis.
Yeah. My guy up the street at Astoria Convenience across the street from Rockies, I was like, yeah, I'll get a couple. I'm going away this weekend, so I was like, I'll bet 5 tins, Yeah. And he was like, dude, we only have menthol, and I go, yeah, I'm not gonna. No, because I went to pick up some today, and they didn't have it.
Well, hopefully I give a fuck about your second bone, because what is it?
Yeah, Ray.
Dude, it's probably for the best.
No.
You need to lay off them.
You need to lay off.
How many are you going through a day there?
You through a 10 a day, probably.
No, there's
10 a day?
15 in a 10. I probably go through 8. If I'm drinking, I might go through a whole 10.
That's not good for you. I'm just worried about your health as a friend.
You know what? I'm just worried about your health as a friend.
That's why I've been going to the gym, because you've been getting on my ass. He calls me every morning. He said, "Your fat ass get into the gym yet?" And I'm like, "I'm making my way over there."
That shaming works.
Way downtown. My other bone.
Here we go. This is a good one. I could feel it.
My other bone.
It's a good bone.
Because I got a slice of pizza today, and it reminded me. I don't want to admit it, but I got a slice of pizza, and this is what I'm fed up with. I'm fed up with tipping culture. It's a hot bone right off the top. I'm big. Listen, nobody tips better than me. At a bar, at a restaurant, I'll throw 30% down. I'll throw 35%. But what I'm done, I saw this online, and I've been thinking about it all week. These dudes were talking about it. They said, if I have to stand when I order, or I have to do part of the job, I'm not tipping.
That's a rich prick mentality.
Dude,
Did you pay? Did you pay with a card or pay with cash?
I paid with a card for them to take a slice of pizza from behind the counter and put it in a box for me.
Yeah, then
and it was $9.
Just don't tip then.
That's what I did. I didn't tip.
That's it.
Okay. But I don't like to be shamed with that tip calculator.
But I mean,
I go skip.
Listen to me, babe. It's 2024. It's a dog eat dog world. Everybody needs to have some type of hustle. So I think in that situation, I don't think that you leaving there without tipping them, you look like a guy that wouldn't tip at a restaurant.
Oh, right. No, I'm a big tipper at restaurants. 100%. I'm a big tipper at bars. I'm a big, $1 per drink if it's fancy or it requires work, $2 per drink.
It's optional.
It's optional. There is something about if you pay cash, so slamming a nice dollar in the old pizza bucket. Pretty good.
I do it every time.
Yeah. You know what I don't like?
Especially at a pizza place.
I go to a grocery store. I got a tip.
Nah, that's cashiers. Come on, what are we doing?
They got options now where you self-checkout and it goes, would you like to leave a tip? I go, for me? You should pay me a salary.
Well, have you ever...
I should be on the payroll.
Can you get tipped for self-checkout?
Dude, that's an option now.
Well, have you ever seen when they will ask you if you want to round up for some cause?
Yeah, no, get out.
Not about it.
I'd rather give it to the workers.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah,
good man.
Those fucking
Ray of the people.
Those fucking starving kids didn't put in a shift at CVS. How do I give a shit about them?
Yeah,
this lady's working her ass off. She has a bum leg.
Yeah, she's competing with robots.
Dude, you know what they should do?
She lives in my building. She lives in my old building.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's fucking limping around CVS, busting her ass. She walks there, walks back, walks up her steps. I'd feel way worse for her if she didn't have a cat that pissed in the hallway all the time.
That's why his hallway always smells like piss.
It's her fucking cat. Because when she takes out the trash, she lets the cat follow behind her. So keep your fucking cat in there, piss house.
Come on. How do you feel about the old outdoor cat thing? Do you even have a pet if you let your cat out all day? No. Or is it just a nuisance? Yeah. It's just a nuisance to society. What are we doing?
Cat got to be in the house at all times.
All the time to be a pet.
Otherwise,
you can't claim it. There's house cats or no cats
or
stray
alley cats. House cats or alley cats.
There we go.
There's no in the middle.
Ray 2024.
I got a hot take on this.
Oh, what's your hot take?
I'm all about the outdoor cat, and I think so. I don't really care. I grew up in the suburbs, so we see cats outside occasionally, not a lot, But my brother now has an outdoor cat, and it's very funny how it started. You just started cute, letting it in the backyard. It would walk around the deck and then go back in. Now the thing runs the neighborhood, killing all these mice, killing all these birds, dude. It's
Let them get another 20 pounds. They'll start killing us. Yeah. They don't like us.
That's true.
But here's my hot take.
They're tricky.
New York City, I think, should release 20,000 cats into the city.
You've said this before.
I have. Some dude told me about it. This guy I got my haircut from, not even my barber, but he goes, in in Greece or somewhere where they have a lot of rats.
Yeah.
They released a bunch of cats, and the cats took care of all the rats.
They
So
do that
New
in
York
Disney
City-
World. Did you know that?
Really?
Every night they release cats just in case there's some
Thank you.
rodents floating around. So you know what? There is a little sample size.
Poor Mickey. Huh? Are they killing Mickey every night?
Just picture Mickey running with a dozen cats behind him.
Come on.
I came in hot today. I don't know
So
why.
many bones.
I know,
love it.
I know. You got a real dad in the 70s energy right now.
And the other thing, I don't understand why they can vote now.
They're raising tolls.
Guitar music.
Yeah, I'm the devil's lettuce.
Paul,
Hey,
you don't have a cat, you have a dog.
I do.
What's the dog's name?
Cinnamon. What?
It always makes me laugh.
Yeah,
Always makes me laugh
that's my girl's dog.
Because Paul, I see you as a pretty masculine dude, and like
Thank you.
like a muscular, good-looking, handsome, sexy Italian man.
No, keep going.
And then you're just you're like walking around with this little princess
With a
dog.
pink leash.
Yeah.
Don't forget the pink leash. I tried to lobby for a neutral color leash, but I was voted down.
Can we just go black?
Yeah, can we just go like beige or something?
Yeah, beige is what good, tan, anything.
I've bumped into you, and you're like walking with this dog, and it looks so cute from afar. And then I get up to you, like, this fucking dog. I gotta get shit to do. I gotta walk the dog. She's so little. She just wants to sit here. She just wants to look at shit, and I love to see it.
Does
I
she
think
do
Ray
any-
caught me in the middle of a breakdown one time, but
caught you in
no,
the middle
she's
of a
great.
couple
She Ray's seen me at my worst and best, but no, she's great. She like mellows me out too, though. When she jumps on you, you could be the most masculine guy in the world. When she jumps on that neck, kisses your face, come on.
It's a cute little dog.
Yeah, she's like 8.5 pounds.
I don't like big dogs.
Okay, which is ironic
love
because
a
you
big
are a big
dog.
dog.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like other big dogs.
He is
That's
a
how
big
dogs
dog.
It's an alpha contest.
are. Also, don't like other guys named Ray being around me. That's another thing.
That's an alpha move.
Isn't that
Okay.
insane? I get like pissed off if there's a fucking guy, like if somebody introduces himself, hey, I'm Ray. And he's like, oh, I'm Ray too. And I'm like, nah, you're not.
You know what?
You're
You know
Raymond.
what? I kind of feel the same way when I meet other Dylans.
Oh, really?
Because Dylan is also
Because they're
it's-
usually 14 and skateboarding. Sup, dude, I'm Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan is used a lot of time as like a stereotypical.
It's
kinda
also
white,
not a
broy guy,
pretty
too.
common name.
Yeah.
Now it's becoming common, but when I grew up, I don't think I ever met another Dylan.
Well, most
Right.
Rays are either dead or old black men.
Really?
So I don't bump into a lot of Rays.
Hey, I'm Raymond.
Now I have a deep history with the name Paul. It's my middle name.
Oh, love that.
Family, my father's name.
Love that.
God rest his soul.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Well, Paul, we didn't bring you here just to talk about your dog and my dead dad. We did bring you here though to find out about your vices, which I know you have. Me and you have a lot of the same demons:
That's correct.
the booze and the gambling.
Yeah, I do that. I do that from time to time. I definitely I drink. I still see that's what's funny about drinking. You can still do it and it's just acceptable. But no, I used to drink
Yeah, you
a
can't
lot.
dabble in crack.
Yeah, you can't dabble in crack or heroin. All the fun ones you can't do. But no, I definitely used to drink to kill pain. I used to overdrink. You know what I mean?
Really?
Binge drinking. Looking back on it, I was like, oh, clearly I was unhappy with a lot of things, whether it was breakups or just insecurity. And because of that, I've had some crazy blackouts. Some of them really funny. Some of them not as much.
Were you a common blackout? Because I am.
I had a
and was.
period where I was a tank. I could hold everything, but then something switched, and I was just blackout Paulie for like a couple of years.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but when I would go, it would happen. Like I fell asleep once at a club, VIP section.
Like a strip club?
passing out,
Or
not a strip club, just a regular club.
That's somehow even like more difficult to
I
do
know,
than a strip
just like people trying to wake me up, just out. Because that's the thing, I would just fall asleep, and you just can't get me up. That's it. Like I could do. I think one time I did a Molly and just fell asleep. Like there was no once you could drown it out. But yeah, no. And the other thing I would do is I only wet the bed twice. One of them there happened to be a girl in there, but no, I'm not sure because I wasn't awake. But no, I would pee in odd places. That was my thing.
That's my thing too.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got in trouble a couple times for that. Got away with way more.
What's
but
the worst one you've ever done? Like sleep pig.
One of the dumbest things I've ever done. Not the most embarrassing thing I've ever done, but the dumbest thing I ever did was in Long Beach, New York. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's like a strip of bars.
It's like a blackout city, dude.
Blackout
That place
city.
rips.
It rips, but it's blackout when you're young and full of piss and vinegar, literally. And
So
we had
salt and vinegar chips, dude.
no, I pissed in the Chase ATM garbage can. How you doing?
Wait. Like in the vestibule?
Oh yeah, the little vestibule area. I did the whole swipe in. Me and my friend were getting cash, and it was like 12:30 at night, maybe 1 a.m, and I had to go, and like there was like long lines for the bars, and I just was like, this is a good idea, and I did it. My friend who hypes me up all the time, he was like, what are you doing? And he left immediately. I left within seconds. A cop was just rolled up on me. He goes, hey man. What's going on? I go, nothing. He goes, yeah, I just saw you piss in the Chase garbage can. What's going on with that? I go, nah, man, that wasn't me. I wouldn't pee. He goes, dude, I watched you do the whole thing. You pissed in the garbage can. I go, dude, I was not what you think it was. Like I was trying to, drunk brain, trying to make sense of it.
He's like, I went and smelled it.
He goes, just say right there, just sit on the curb, and he's writing me a ticket. So I actually, in some kind of sense of sobriety, I was just like, let me just try something. So I rolled up to the window, which by the way, I wouldn't recommend because it startled him. He was like, what are you doing? I was just like, hey man, obviously you saw me piss in the garbage can. Is there any way you could give me a warning or lower it? And he goes, all right, just hold on. I appreciate you admitting that. And he gave me a ticket for improper use of a sewer instead of public urination. So it would be the equivalent of like pouring coffee down a sewer or something.
Oh, that's crazy.
So it was like half the price,
Hey,
a
at
little
least there are
$100,
Dude, that's fucking hilarious.
That was a dumb one. Not the most embarrassing or traumatizing, but that was really stupid.
I thought you were gonna say that you were just like, oh yeah, dude, the bathroom was closed. So yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do it.
Dude, I remember one time, this just reminded me. I don't know if I ever mentioned this on the podcast. This one time I was at it, like standing in front of an ATM, so blacked out drunk in Morgantown, West Virginia. Mm-hmm. I get my money out, and then I just throw a spin kick at the ATM screen and busted it.
You've never told that. No.
Yeah. My buddy was like, the fuck are you doing? And I was like, I don't... It just came over me.
Old Roadhouse Ray?
Like, dude, I grabbed my money and I was like, all right, 20. Let's be real, it was just 20. And I put it in my pocket and I went, and just kicked it. And it was like, and I was like, oh, fuck. And then like the next day when I'm like walking to class, like I have to walk back past that street.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you're like, was that a dream? And then you see it shattered and I'm like,
oh boy.
Well, for both of you, at least there's no cameras in those ATM vestibules.
Is there not?
No, there always
There's
are.
like 7 of them.
Yeah, well,
There always are, but when they saw my form, they were like, we better not fuck with that guy.
it'd be cool if money just started spitting out.
No, when they saw me fall after, they were like, yeah, this guy's a loser.
He only took $20. He's got 95 cents left in his bank account. We're not gonna bother him.
I've gotten 2 citations for public urination.
Wow.
Technically only one. That one didn't count.
That's nice. Oh wait, you've got.
I had another one. I was 19 up in Cortland, upstate New York, and this popular bar, American Pie, we used to go to, and I was like maybe 19. It was the first time I ever took ecstasy. How you doing? I gotta stop saying that, but that's the only way it's my nervous reaction to bad decisions. So it was a long line for the bathroom, and I don't know if you've ever taken it, but you feel like, who wants my autograph? You feel amazing. You're like, I could do no wrong. So there was a long line for the bathroom. So I went out of the bar, went round to the back alley, which was, you can drive through it. So it wasn't like super private. And I just started peeing on a wall, as you do. And all of a sudden, the cop shined his bright light on me. And I guess it was the E or something kicking in. I just go, you got me. It was like an old fucking bandit that just got caught by the sheriff. I was like, you got me. And I just took my ticket and I went back to the bar.
Oh, he just fired you off a ticket?
Fired me off a ticket. He ran my ID, and then he actually had to take another call in the car, and he like complimented me actually for not running. But I was like, you have my info. Yeah. So he just slapped me a ticket, and I went right back to, because I could have been worse because I was underage. I was drinking, all that stuff.
I think
Not great.
on ecstasy.
I think I've revised a little bit of my opinion on public urination. I used to think like, hey, if you're hiding your wiener, you're behind a dumpster, you're in a dark area, you're in a back alley, you should be able to piss, no questions asked, nobody bothers you. Then I thought if it was kind of like a free for all,
Right.
anything goes. There'd be dicks everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, pissing. Everybody would take advantage of it.
San Francisco.
Welcome to New York City, baby.
Yeah.
I think
Parts of the city.
I think you should have an app with that sends $20 to the police every time you got to piss outside.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Good. That's good for the city budget.
Yeah,
I know.
A little passive income.
Got to think of a name for the app, but
Piss
better than
free.
congestion
Piss
tax.
freely.
piss and play.
Piss and play.
Dude, that sounds like an S&M.
Pay to piss?
Well, because you can
No,
also
that's not fun.
you can also pay to jerk off. It's piss and play. You play with yourself. Well,
How much does that cost?
That's my other app idea is JerkSpot.
Free on the subway.
Ever tell you about JerkSpot?
No.
Oh, dude, it's a great idea.
JerkSpot.
It's like Airbnb for masturbation.
Right.
So like, Dylan, you're trying to make a couple extra bucks,
Sure.
right? You got this room, this podcast studio. We don't podcast here 24/7.
That's true.
You charge somebody. You could charge by the half hour. You charge $30 for a half hour. Somebody's passing through a story. They need to fucking fire one out before they shoot up a fucking bank. So they're like, oh, I see there's a JerkSpot right here. And then it's like, they're like, oh, $30 an hour. And that seems like a little expensive because the JerkSpot I used in Manhattan was only $15. But that was just a closet. Now this JerkSpot, it's
got a TV.
It's got a TV. It's got refreshments. Dylan will come in here and bring you a fucking warm Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And
You didn't want ice.
Now, is it by the load or by the time? Is it
Christ.
as many loads as you can get out in like a 10-minute period, or it's like I rent it for a half hour? What I do is up to me.
Brilliant question, Paul. It is going to be at the what would you call them?
Behest of the
the-
tavern,
what would
the
you-
tavern giver.
The tavern giver, yeah, at the
That's not a
at the
word.
behest of the JerkSpot, the proprietor.
The proprietor
Of the
That's
JerkSpot.
the word. The
Yeah,
proprietor.
proprietor. So if you can go by, ideally, if you want to make the most money off of your JS, is you would have a price per load and a price per
Right, that's just good
per
business.
half hour, like they do at bowling alleys. Like, do you want to go per game or do you want to have the lane for an hour?
Right.
How would you be able? How that creates a problem though per load. You mean you gotta. How do you enforce that?
I didn't think about
Is it an honor system?
There's only one way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Produce cups.
You gotta have your ear to the door.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we do by volume.
You weigh it at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like candy at the M&M store.
Like bonbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little scale out there.
It's workshopped, okay?
Okay.
I got my guys working on it, and I'm trying to figure it out. But
I can
think
picture
it's gonna
Ray.
work.
Sharks. I'm looking for $1 million for a 5% equity in JerkSpot.
Have you ever been tensed up on the go?
Cuban's like, now I don't understand. Why would you have to pay to jerk off somewhere when you could just do it in your own home? I'm being Mark Cuban.
Oh, are you fucking asking me?
I'm
Because
being
it's
Mark
a great
Cuban.
idea.
Yeah, I'm-
Sometimes you're not home. You're at work. You don't want to crank it at work. Too many people are watching you. So your lunch break, you see, oh fuck, there's a JerkSpot right above a papaya dog. I'm gonna pop up there. I'm gonna beep 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 beep.
And get a couple hot dogs.
And then Kevin O'Leary comes in and goes, all right, I'll give you $100,000, but I want $1 back per jerk until you reach 1 million jerks.
And guess what? I'll say, well, I thank you for your input, but I think I'm gonna keep. I think it's $1 million idea for just me.
I think so. And then Lori would offer to put it on QVC, and then you'd hit the big time.
Yeah, well, that's. I don't think QVC is ready to have a bunch of blur.
Lori's like, I
pay
just
the censor.
partnered with a glove company that I think would work perfectly with JerkSpot. We get every JerkSpot would have a little cabinet where we'll sell the gloves, we'll sell the cups. You can't bring your own, you got to buy here. And then they got to clean up.
Can't you see people getting so mad, like roommates at each other? Like, dude, are you using our bathroom as a JerkSpot? Yeah, dude. Do you realize how fucking expensive it gets with Con Ed to run the air conditioning in the summer? We got to do something
Dude,
to bring some extra income
I
in
paid
here.
for my rent last month with JerkSpot money. I mean, Ray,
The
Ray, you're
commercial
onto
sells
something.
itself. It's not my worst idea.
not your worst idea.
No.
I'll tell you that. I'm shocked that it doesn't exist.
It might. Fuck. I don't think so.
You know what you
They
could
haven't
do?
had the right marketing.
Because
Maybe the dark web.
There are like not even apps, but like Instagram pages now where you can take a shit in the city.
I had an idea for that too.
You know, it's very similar to that.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you start. You just you make a list of those bathrooms that have the full door, ceiling to floor doors.
That's good.
Oh, that's what it is?
That's a play off Costanza's idea in the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where he called the iToilet for any toilet, and so somebody made an app about it. Okay.
That's
brilliant.
That's brilliant.
That's smart. But JerkSpot, honestly, Ray, not your worst idea.
JerkSpot and Piss and Play. I mean, that's just a general title. I just
Play.
kind of like how it sounds because of the alliteration.
It's a really nice honor system.
But
too.
I can't tell you how many times I've had to, like, am running home to piss. And like shaking and like trying to like, you know, it's like I'm diffusing a bomb to get my dick out without pissing my pants. And I, you know, speaking of drinking and piss problems, one of the craziest piss things that I've ever heard, and we talk a lot about pee on this podcast. We talk a lot about drinking.
We've
and
been on a little bit of a pee run.
It is the
last
Troublemakers
few
after all.
episodes.
And that's the byproduct. Is this kid that I went to college with? He would piss right at the bar. You ever hear that move?
Yeah.
I had a buddy who did that too.
I've known people who've done that.
You just sit at the bar, you're drinking, you gotta pee, and you just fucking peel it out and you piss right where you're standing.
Yeah, I had a buddy who used to do that all the time. Never got caught, never got in
That's amazing.
trouble. And we would, you know, we're like 19 years old and we thought it was the funniest thing ever. Now, oh my God, can you imagine if you were at the bar and someone just started peeing next to you?
Yeah, it'd be hilarious.
That would be
It's
hilarious.
still
I never
I'd
had
be
the
furious.
balls to do that.
Dude, Ray, you would not find it funny.
If piss wasn't getting on me, if piss is getting on me, I don't think it's funny. If he's
Yeah.
just pissing, I'm
Some dude
dying
next to you is just
You're
start
down for a
peeing.
good bit. Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm getting splat, if I'm
You're
in
like,
the splash
"Oh!"
zone, yeah, I'm gonna be mad. I'll be furious. No. Yeah, Dylan, I don't want pissed on, pal. But speaking of bars, there's something that I just remembered seeing Paul over there is what he told me was a foolproof move to pick up chicks
Me?
in bars. This is years ago. This
Okay.
is like when we first started becoming
Oh,
buds.
yeah, okay.
And we tried it and it didn't work.
Do you remember what it was?
Yes, it was called the turkey.
Yeah, we didn't. It was COVID, and we didn't execute it well.
We
Oh
didn't
no, wait.
execute it
I think
well.
I might be. It might have been before
And
COVID.
I think it was right before COVID.
Okay.
What's the turkey?
I was rusty.
Is that what it's called? The wild turkey?
It's called the wild turkey. I was rusty, admittedly. It's not something that you can bust out often.
JerkSpot.
But it's JerkSpot. No, what it is somebody runs up to you pick out two girls that maybe you want to talk to. Instead of just talking to them like normal people, somebody runs up to them and then goes really loud and then runs away, and then somebody gets out of sight, and then the other one follows up and goes, "Excuse me, ladies, have you seen my wild turkey?" And if they don't laugh at that, they're probably a little crazy, and they're not someone you want to hang out with. If they at least laugh at it, then you circle back around, and it's just an icebreaker. That's all it is. Yeah, I remember telling you about it. I don't remember. I tried to block out the failures.
We tried it, but what happened was it was too small of a bar for you to escape. And then I went over there and I was like, "Hey, have
Peek
you
behind the curtain.
Have you seen my wild turkey?" They're like, "Yeah, your friend's right over there." And I was like, "All right." And then me and you just sat back down, and that was when it was me, you, and Gully. And I found a fedora on the bar, and I was wearing it the whole night. But I thought it was a cowboy hat, so I was talking in a southern accent. That's how fucking drunk I was. And then
I vaguely remember that.
And then Gully, I remember, he was like the most sober of us, because I think we were drinking before we met him. And he's like, "Man, I can't take you to fucking Paul running around like a turkey, Ray not knowing the difference between a fedora and a cowboy hat." We were fucking
great
on
times. Great times.
Oh, dude.
Well, I would recommend, Dylan, pass the on to you. I would try it in more of a packed bar.
Yeah, I think it
maybe
would
don't
work.
be over 32. Maybe that might be also good. I also hadn't done it since I was 25.
I also forget that we were old as fuck.
They're like, "You're my dad's age."
I was so confident. I was like, this worked so much 8 years ago.
He's standing right there. Sure,
Yeah,
your friends right over there.
Yeah, the hiding aspect is. I think this was a good test. Getting out of sight. It's really important.
Yeah,
That's what it was. Yeah, that's what I think. I do now that all came back to me.
That was a funny night, man.
I also have a theory that that there's a comic who has a joke about this. I forget. It's like, oh, you know who it is? It's Danny Polishchuk, former guest of the pod. He has a joke where he's like, it's like guys are called creeps sometimes, and a creep is just someone who's a 7 or lower saying anything to a woman.
Yeah.
Well, it's true, dude. But like, I have a theory. Like, if you're an attractive guy, you can say anything to a lady, and it's a pickup line. It would work as a pickup line. But if you don't have, you got that weird energy.
Yeah.
I think
You could be the smoothest guy ever, and like you could look horrible. It's not gonna work.
I think it's changed a little bit.
Has it?
Yeah, fucking. I think like the Harvey Weinsteins of the world fucked that all up. Like
He wasn't a good-looking guy.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about in the era where like dudes really started getting called out for their perversion and being fucking filthy pigs. It's too much in the mainstream.
That's true.
I'm saying it's not. It's still hot dudes still have that hot dude privilege.
Yeah.
But it's not as foolproof as it used to be.
That's fair.
Right,
You agree
because
with
they
that?
assume everything goes to the creepy level.
Yes.
No,
These creeps are giving us perverts a bad name. That's what I'm saying. Why can't you
just-
just be regular? Just, hey, how are you?
listen, I agree with that. I'm just saying that a hot guy can say anything, and it's gonna work.
HDP, Hawkeye privilege.
Hot guy
Guy
privilege,
privilege.
dude. I mean, whew, I can't imagine.
I used to have it. I fucking 8 pounds ago. If I lost 8 pounds, I'd have it again. I just don't feel like doing it. You know?
Dude, I've been right on the cusp. Like a couple times. I've never gotten it. No, and people are gonna fucking rip on me and be like, "When have you ever been on the cusp?" There was a time where I was like 190, and I could feel my confidence was through the roof, dude.
Yeah,
And I was like 15 pounds away from like hot guy privilege.
I had it for like a week in like 2020.
If I had a six pack, it would be just a nightmare. I think I would be a nightmare to be around.
How so?
I already, my confidence and my like arrogance is through the roof.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
true.
imagine
That's
if
true.
you put my energy into like,
I always say that if I had like a giant penis, like a comically large penis,
Yeah.
I would be unbearable. Do you know why?
Why?
Because it would be out right now. Do you know what I mean? It would just always be.
It would
out.
be on the logo for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those, and I used to get drunk and fucking fire it out every once in a while for a laugh.
Oh, you're a whip it out guy.
I used to be.
Okay.
I went through a whip it out phase in college.
So
That's a confident level.
You want to hear the worst part about it? It was mostly at dudes, like at my boys.
I guess that's better than it being that girl.
Yes, it is, dude.
this pod, God forbid this pod blows up, and then we're gonna get like 5 years from now, there's just gonna be a bunch of dudes from West Virginia being like, Ray used to show us his penis all the time. We're gonna have to go on an apology tour.
We all
Worth
did
it.
it. It was the early aughts. You know, everybody was pulling dong, showing stock. You know,
You know what it was? It was when that movie Waiting came out.
Yes.
And
that's
it was
true.
popular, dude. Throwing the bat signal up, you know. I never did it, but you know, I was
Really?
Well.
I used to do it all the time.
Paul, did you ever do it?
Not so much whip it out, but I have strutted around a party naked from time to time. There was a few of those.
Wait, really?
That's part of my other pissing the bed story.
What happened?
So I was,
I have done that too. I have done that too.
You know,
Naked dudes are so funny.
they're
bro.
they look like something's wrong at all times. It's just something's missing. They missed a piece. They're not together.
Dude, there is a picture of me that my buddy has from college where I was just like totally naked and my hand is just over my stuff and I'm just like running around the house and like
that's more
it's just
free than
it's
just
just
Your
dudes
hand
there.
is over your stuff. We talked about JerkSpot for fucking 5 minutes already, Dylan.
My hand's over my dick
There we
and
go.
balls. And I'm just running around the house like naked.
Love
We
that.
were playing cards or something. We were playing like poker or whatever. And
Were you naked playing poker?
And I got like totally naked and like fucking ran around the house.
Wasn't even strip poker, just a hold'em tournament.
They're like, whoa, we're sober.
We get it. You got a full house. Settle down.
Well, I got a full house.
Why'd
baby.
you get naked at this party, Paul?
Well, it started. So it was my friend got married. We were still kind of like mid-20s. He was the first one to get married. We did a little bachelor party weekend in the Hamptons. Just as a little important backstory. So for some reason on the Sunday we were going to go to this crazy bar called Bordy Barn.
Oh,
Everyone
the
just got
Bordy Barn.
Have you heard of it?
insane.
Oh, dude, everyone from Long Island's heard of it.
Yeah, look it up. I think it reopened, but that's the whole. It's like dollar beers back then, and you have to actually wait online for hours.
You drink
we actually
in
showed
like
up
a
late, and we didn't have to wait
huge tent,
online. But
and then
yeah,
the,
it's
the
crazy.
smiley face stickers.
Yeah.
that-
You've been?
I've never been.
I've been
never
twice. I would even go back just to
go back.
experience it. But anyway, so because we were going to this bar, my friend brought his girlfriend and some of her friends on the Sunday of this weekend, and the after hours, I was just blitzed beyond belief, and so I was laying in bed. This girl was also there, but I blacked out. I fell asleep immediately. Just fell asleep. So we didn't do anything. No hookups or anything, and then. The story goes that she was just like laying next to me just because, a spot on the bed. It was a packed house. She felt something warm like on her leg. She lifted up the sheets, and I guess it was like a perfect kind of like parabola of me just peeing like directly on her feet, let's say. Yeah, it's the second time I ever pissed the bed. And yes. So I guess she was like, please stop doing that or something. She was very angry. So she woke me up, obviously.
She was angry. What a bitch.
I know.
Paul.
No, it's to her credit. She was a good sport about it. But at that point, I was like, I was hammered. I was obviously naked because I peed everywhere. And I was like, this is a good time to go make burgers. So I went out on the balcony and I cooked like a half a dozen people burgers naked. And did she have a burger? Yes, she did. Okay, so I'm a kind of a gentleman. But it was. Did
you wear an apron?
No, I should have.
Dude,
for
all
safety.
all the grease is popping up on his chest.
awful.
Dude. Oh my God.
You ever,
Did you ever cook bacon without a shirt on? I mean, that's a dangerous game.
that's a dangerous
That
game.
is a dangerous game.
I won't eat without a shirt on or have food near me without a shirt on.
Why?
That makes me fucking mad that I'm eating. I'm like, hey, you fucking really need this, you fat bastard?
You should just never wear a shirt.
I tried doing that.
That's a real. Just pull a Bert Kreischer, dude, and just go shirtless all the time.
I ate I quit writing jokes. I ate a sandwich today and I had my shirt off. I was about to eat it and then I fucking went into the other room and popped the shirt on. I was like,
Still ate the sandwich.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't sit here with this shirt.
I get it. Yeah, out of sight, out of mind.
Dude, cooking burgers naked is fucking the best thing ever.
It's the best thing ever. I have like vague memories of that part, just cooking naked, not because you don't care.
Did
like,
people
no
see
inhibition.
you?
Yeah,
So was
like
it,
probably a half a dozen people were still up.
But do you think it was like at first like, holy shit, Paul's cooking burgers naked?
My buddy was laughing his ass off. Just like, let him go. I'm hungry. Let him cook. And it was one of those things. So I I didn't remember anything. So I woke up. It was like in a different bed with my clothes folded. And the girl just staring at me in the chair like, hey, how you doing? Good morning. I was just something happened last night?
Yeah, you cooked burgers for the whole house.
Oh, you peed on me. Just trying to grab some sleep.
But the thing that made me most angry is I asked for medium rare. You
I just want to
overcooked them.
circle back here. That's crazy.
So
also,
that's
you know
my
what?
2 urine stories, really.
I'm gonna blame your buddy for bringing chicks to a bachelor party.
Thank you. He doesn't get ragged on enough about it.
You know what? I think that's.
Are they married now? Yes, but yeah, I know it was the Sunday of, and they wanted to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was right because they're in that mindset. Just over drinking. dollar beers.
I ran into that situation before where somebody invited girls that we knew to a bachelor party, and I was full supreme making an asshole out of myself mode. And it was like, I had to go on an apology tour, and I did, and I felt bad and I felt guilty, but like,
yeah.
you can't take.
Why did you have to go on an apology tour?
It doesn't matter. You can't take your son to go see. You can't take your son to go see Pulp Fiction and then fucking, you know, be surprised when he comes out fucking, you know,
Shooting up the whole party.
yeah, and saying,
Yeah.
you know, saying Samuel L. Jackson lines. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're going like, that was a bad analogy. I'm not good at analogies. I'm just saying like, you
I
can't.
think that was a spot on analogy, actually.
yeah, no, okay,
yeah.
good.
You reap what you sow. Yeah.
Well, thanks. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's like
Yeah, I thought I was sleeping alone. You didn't have to be
you're
there.
bringing them to you're
I
bringing
thought
them
I was
to
gonna
war.
piss in my own quiet.
You're bringing
bed.
them to chaos, and then they get mad.
Because a bachelor party is a war. And you did say something the other day when we were in the car that I thought about, Paul, is you said one of your buddies invited you to a bachelor party that was like a steakhouse, like a steak dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what I want.
Yeah, it was
Chill.
great.
Oh, you went? You got to go?
we went. We met up at a bar before. It just like, you know, because now we're at the age where we don't see each other that much.
Yeah.
Just had a lot of laughs. And then, like, you know, a little steak, some wine. That was it. Some people stayed out, and I didn't even stay out. I just that was good.
See,
That sounds so fun.
I don't like men no more.
No, dude, I got to agree. Dude,
I was waiting for Dylan to rip that.
I mean, what I'm saying is I'm 34 now. Gonna be 35 by the time I get married. Like is my brother would be 40 some at the time gonna come with me to fucking Vegas and
Yeah.
you know,
Because when else is he going to go to Vegas?
I don't know.
It's the
just-
only time he'll get to
and
go to
it-
Vegas and relive his 20s with his brother and his
He never-
brother's friends.
My brother never did that in his 20s.
Yeah,
Exactly. Experience it for the first time.
You can't. I don't know.
That's a tough call.
I just think the whole like the weekend thing is a lot to ask.
It's a lot to ask.
I wouldn't be mad if people didn't come. If like only
a night out is cool.
Let's
whether
be
it's
real.
steakhouse or something.
Let's be
else.
real. Ray, if and when you get married, your bachelor party is not going to be at a steakhouse.
No, it's not. But it's gonna be a lot more low key than like a Vegas.
Maybe a rodeo or an
Atlantic
arm wrestling
City.
championship.
Listen,
That would be a
if
dope.
I'm assuming I'll be invited to the bachelor party.
That's gonna be a pretty tight list.
Yes. Oh, dude, I hate you so
Paul,
much.
dude, it's gonna be fun, brother.
I hate
Can't wait
that
to see
so
you.
much.
Yeah.
Don't do that, dude. Of course I'm going to be invited, dude. If I'm not the
Dylan's
best
gonna
man,
plan it
me and your
with
brother
that.
are going to fight it out.
Good luck. Dude. Mike is huge.
I know. We'll fight verbally. But no, we get a place. We go to like a medieval times, get wasted, yell at the knights, and then we go to a strip club and we have a great night.
I think I'd want to do like a lake house.
Also a great idea.
I like
But
that.
something a little more. What I'm saying is I do the fucking like I've done bachelor party
Right.
things not
Same.
on bachelor party for like a 10-year period of
Yeah.
my life, like fucking full on shit faced drunk walking around the streets starting shit, almost getting beat up, like all of that stuff. I think what I would want to celebrate is just the bros, just my dudes, something fucking, you know, we relax, we get fucked up. We gamble. Keep it more tight.
Yeah.
Don't go out into the world.
I'm fine with that. And then
That's what I
Saturday night, you
I
have
like that.
you have strippers. If it's in the New England area, I know a company that does it. They bring the strippers there.
If I was getting
They
strippers, I
have a
want
party.
girls. I want girls.
Oh,
They come.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
They come to the party, and they do a whole show for you.
I can't believe I remembered which button it was.
That was crazy. I'm
Pretty
shocked.
good. I
one of
know.
my favorite videos.
I'm shocked.
I almost accidentally clicked this one, and it's like, oh, yeah, Dylan is gonna get me some strippers from me.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, no. I one time I was at a bachelor party and we had I didn't order the strippers. A buddy of mine from law school and his buddy ordered them and they came to the party. It was so fun. One thing that was crazy. It's not sexual at all, but it is. It sounds weird saying that.
What is
We played this game where they take like a large. It looks like a Slim Jim, but it's like
on.
a light up stick.
Okay.
And they stick it, in them, and then you play ring toss.
Dude,
glow stick?
you know the problem with that though? If you get like dudes that are friends, it ceases to be sexual
It
and
was-
it becomes purely competitive.
Dude, they were like, whoever wins gets a free like couch dance. It became the most competitive thing of the entire weekend.
You're actually just getting hit with rings in the face because everyone's
Dude,
missing.
she's like, can someone hit one? Dude, I remember I hit my first shot and then I didn't hit another one the whole night.
The strip, like when you order strippers, it's always a tag team that comes.
Yep.
And it's one that's like really attractive, and then it's the other that is like
Experienced,
not as attractive, and has a fucking talent that you're going to be talking about for the next fucking 15 years.
Yeah.
Right? It's
And
like,
they
dude,
bring
she farted out 16 marbles in a row.
and they always bring a driver who usually is the most fun at the party. Like every time I've
Or
had
doesn't
strippers-
come in.
Yeah.
He'll pop up and be like, "You guys seem pretty cool. All right, I'll leave." I'm like, "What?"
Oh, dude, every time it's either a guy or a lady. I had a lady once come and she was like real, like I think she drove trucks on the weekends after or during the week when she wasn't driving strippers around. She was driving 18-wheelers, but she came and dude, it was so fun. Like they're telling stories. The guy's like, yeah, one time I remember this guy was like, one time, we came to a party. It was like 15, 20 guys and they were getting a little rough with the ladies. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, I had to take my gun out. And I was like, do you have a gun right now? And he was like, of course. And I was like, Jesus.
I get that. It's
Yeah.
just like a bunch of crazy, drugged up fucking animals.
Did you ask if you could shoot it?
We went in the back and I was fucking firing off like, Sylvester Stallone.
Were you a drunk fighter?
Yes and no. Like I had a few where I was just like on something. Like on just like that mode where I'm just like I'm just like gonna let, and I'm like an okay fighter. Like I'm not like someone who's just gonna start a fight and
You
win
fought
it.
enough where you're
I've
okay at
I've
it.
fronted enough where people would back down. But yeah, I fought enough where I'm okay at it. Like I bounced a little in college, but I some people would yeah, so but no, to your point, it would always happen in like again, I alcohol or like girlfriend related. Like I remember one time this guy was hitting on my girlfriend and I tried to fight an entire hockey team. And thank God they're really nice guys, Thank God they didn't just beat the living pulp out of me.
The guys are just pulling their teeth out and they're like, okay, man, you want to go?
It's
We'll
legal
go.
to fight in our sport, yeah.
Okay, get you ready.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, I get hold my own. I'm more like I fight to win, so I don't like to fight at all. If I can go my whole life, I never would fight again.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't like to fight.
Yeah.
I like to back them down with my humor.
I did have one cool Roadhouse moment when I bounced with this guy because we had a side door guy and I was working the front door, and this guy, they were like at each other's like necks, and I pulled this like skinny hipster kind of guy off. I threw the guy to the ground and he tried to kick me in the nuts. Whoa. And I caught his foot and I dragged him out by his foot and then threw a shoe at him. And I did like that little crow hop. I was like, get out of my bar. Boom. And it was just, it gave me false confidence.
Dude,
for a
you
little
probably felt 10 feet tall after that.
10 feet tall. Until I tried to get back in the bar and the owner, who was a drunken idiot, didn't let me back in because he forgot that I was working for him. He goes, no one's allowed in. No, I'm like, Woody, I'm working for you. He goes, oh, yeah. Good. And then as we were closing up, he goes, hey, everybody, Paul did a great job tonight. He really just
tried to cover up his bullshit.
Yeah.
Dude, I've told Ray this. I used to bar back at a bar in college. I think I've talked about it on the pod. But what is it about? You got to be a drunk to own a college bar.
Oh, my God.
Right? You got to have real problems in your life, right?
He was one of those guys that had political aspirations and never could even get on the ballot of like the local just council member bullshit.
There was a bar that we used to go to all the time. It was behind the airport called the Landing Zone. And I bar back there for a little bit. A bunch of my like guys I played rugby with would bounce and bartend.
This is in Boston?
This is in Albany.
Oh, okay.
Loudonville, Siena
You
College.
played rugby at Albany?
Yeah, Siena College up there. And I remember we used to have to, the two things we had to do, we had to carry his futon out to the backyard every night, like behind by the dumpsters, because he would sleep on the dance floor and we would have to break down his futon and carry it outside every fucking night before we opened. They would do dollar pitchers. It would, or not even that. You would pay $5 to get in, and then it was free pitchers the whole night. Ooh. I don't know how they made money,
dude. They used
I don't know either. Yeah.
They used to have shit like that. I mean, they had penny pitcher night in Morgantown.
That's crazy.
Penny fucking pitcher night. And really what would happen, though, is everybody would just, like, you'd give, like, $2, You'd be like, hey, just give me a pitcher. But there were motherfuckers there with rolls of pennies.
Ooh.
Such a bad look. Dude.
It's a bad look. Just cough up a buck.
We went to I did a gig in Morgantown. I was probably like 27. It's probably like 7 years ago. We do like a corporate Christmas gig or some shit. And then after, I'm with my buddy and I'm like, hey, let's go to one of these bars I used to frequent. I used to love this place, right? We go in there and it was $2 Long Island iced tea pitcher night.
Oh,
and I was
my
like,
God.
oh, we'll get those.
Stomach
We'll get
just
the
got
deal.
crazy.
And I start drinking it, and he drinks it, and he's like, "This is the most disgusting thing I've ever drank. It tastes like pure sugar." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, this is fucking terrible." And then after I say that, I go down and I just start trying to like chug it, and he's like, "Yo." You could waste the $2, man. You don't have to drink these. And it was one of those moments where I was like, no, man. I was like, this is like me admitting that I don't belong here anymore.
Dude, there's something about those trashy bars, though. There's a nostalgia behind it. I love it. God bless you. This bar was such trash. I remember the urinals broke for a while. Like one weekend, someone ripped both urinals off the wall. So for like months, we had to piss in these like 48-gallon Tupperware buckets. Ooh. And then
maybe the most disgusting fucking thing.
The bouncers had to
Tupperware bucket.
Carry them out, dude. Ugh. You know, those storage bins. And we had to carry them out and dump them in the back. No, they got like navy blue, thankfully.
Oh, this is the place you worked at?
Yeah. And we would have to carry them out, dump them every night.
Did anybody ever fire off a shit in there?
Thank God, no, dude.
Because
that's a Ray special.
It's not, but like somebody had to have done it.
Yeah, we
can't do that in a urinal. Just saying,
the student population like owned that bar in a way. Like I remember someone punched a hole in the men's room and it went through to the women's room, so there was just a giant hole like where the mirror should be, and like you would talk to chicks through the hole in the wall. That was there for months. No one fixed that. That was a crazy bar, dude. I love that place.
It's like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and leave that one. Oh, man.
That sounds like my kind of bar.
They got raided the night before spring break when we were seniors.
Oh, yeah.
And because all the seniors were going on like spring break trips that night before Friday, I remember, they came and they raided it. And because no seniors were there, they just let in like all these underclassmen. Mm-hmm. So they got raided that night. Dude, no one was 21.
Yeah.
Everyone's underage. And they closed down. Like, it sucked, dude. The last like 4 months that we were there, we couldn't go.
Yeah, that sucks.
There were bars like that in Morgantown, and then they would just change their name every like 3 months. With some Armenian drug dealer that owned it.
Little front.
Paul, earlier you said that you were blitzed. That's how drunk you were. You were blitzed.
Was blitzed? Yeah.
Have we ever talked about this? What's your favorite like go-to like I was fucked up word? Like I was smashed.
I love that question.
I was blasted. I was loaded. I was ripped. I was tore up.
I like torched. Torched is good.
Torched. I say torched a lot.
Yeah. I feel like my go-to is hammered.
Hammered's good.
Hammered is just, you get it.
It's a class.
It's right to the, yeah.
Somebody, this is a good one. My brother would say mangled.
Mangled,
that's
good.
fun.
And that's talking about somebody who's like, dude, this dude was fucking mangled.
I've used mangled. Yeah, mangled is like might be the worst condition you can be. It's just mangled.
Mangled's
You're not functioning.
Mangled's like
Dude,
more.
I was Nick Mangold last night.
Oh, that's good.
Nick Mangold.
Nick Mangold. Nick Mangold's sister.
I was Nick Mangold's sister last
That's a
night.
tough broad, huh?
That's a yeah. She could move some
When
weight.
you were cooking burgers naked,
Olympic weightlifter.
when you were cooking burgers naked, that was like 2 drinks away from being mangled. You know what I mean? That wasn't
yeah,
quite
I was
mangled.
I was coherent enough
That's
to
what I mean.
to cook some nice burgers for the boys and girl, and yeah. So that was more like a Jolly Haze, because I remember bits and pieces of that, like you would call a brownout.
a Jolly Haze.
A Jolly Haze, because I was smiling. I was in a good mood. You know, I wasn't angry drunk. I was, making burgers for the team. Not realizing that I had just ruined bedspread.
For the team. Yo, you know what? I just remembered. I've never told this story before. One of the drunkest I was, we used to do kegs and eggs in Albany for St. Patrick's Day, right?
That's the best.
And I remember one year, I think it was our junior year, my good buddy's brother, who was a few years older, came for kegs and eggs. It was like, oh, you got to come and experience. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So he comes and he's like, we're all like probably 21 at the time, right? He's like 29, So in our eyes, he's an adult, right? And we drink all morning, and then we go to the bar at like 11. And the way it's told to me the next day is he was like, he's standing there and he's has like his beer and he's like trying to keep it together, And he's an adult and he's looking around. He's like, dude, I got to get the fuck out of here. I'm like the oldest person here by like 12 years. If anything happens, like I'm going to get in trouble. Like what the fuck's going on? And he's like, as I'm thinking this, I'm like, I think it's time for me to go back to the house. He goes, I just see Dylan walking like by himself with a big smile on his face, nothing behind his eyes, holding 4 shots at 11 a.m. And he walks right up to me and he's like, here you go. Let's go, dude.
There's something about being drunk by noon it's just an Americana. Right?
It's beautiful.
It's poetic.
Also, something about nothing behind his eyes. 'Cause you can always see that in a buddy.
Oh, we had a term for somebody. We call him shark eyes. They go, he's got the shark eyes. He's gone. There's nothing but.
What do you say? Ray gets the statue going.
Yeah, that's what Gully calls me. He's like,
oh, statue.
He's like Ray's in full statue mode, and it's just like it's just me like. And he's like, somebody needs to get him home. Somebody needs to get him
home. To wheel him home.
Dude, outside of just the pissing citations, have you ever gotten in any other trouble in your adulthood? Yeah,
have you ever been arrested?
No, I never been arrested. I was detained for I got a disorderly conduct ticket. So I was handcuffed to a holding cell for like 2 hours.
In a holding cell?
Yeah.
I think that counts.
So yeah, no, it was court. There was this where I went to school. There's a thing called a Cortica jug, which was people would do kegs and eggs, would drink all day. It was Cortland versus Ithaca. It's called the biggest little game in the world. So whatever. It was just the town would triple though. So there was just all like outsiders that would just come and just get messed up. So my buddy, I guess, got into a beef with somebody outside of a bar. He swung, missed, and accidentally hit his girlfriend. so
his own girlfriend?
No,
or
the guy's girlfriend. So he got him and the guy got taken to the local, cell, the holding cell. So they each got in trouble. So then my buddy went to go like me to bail him out or pick him up or whatever, and he goes, "Hey man," he called me and he goes, this guy's friend is like 8 of them here, and they're like really talking crap to me, and like I might need some help. So we went to the precinct just to just be there, and they were like talking smack, and I was ignoring them because we're in front of a precinct.
Yeah,
And this guy was just said something to me. I said something back, and he flicked his cigarette, which to this day, one of the best flicks ever. I mean, it had to be 15 to 20 yard flick. I mean, it was far. Like hit me right in the chest.
Not his first time.
Not his first time.
Yeah.
He was a big guy too. Flicked it, hit me right in the chest. I was like, "You motherfucker!" And I ran after him, and then I got tackled by a cop. And so I was there next to the 2 idiots in the cell, and the one guy was just the guy who my friend fought was just mouthing off to the cops, and I don't know what they kept him for a while. They let us out after a couple hours, but
wow, that sucks.
I got a disorderly conduct ticket, and yeah, it wasn't that crazy, but it was just like wrong place, wrong time, stupid action.
Dude, a sig flick.
I just kept. I went into
it is.
I went. I was just like, "Hey man, did you get the guy who threw the cigarette?" Just like
he could have lit the whole place on fire.
They're like, "You actually threatened him?" I was like, "Did I?" Okay.
Yeah, that's assault and battery, dude.
I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "He hit me. I didn't. You stopped me."
That's fucking terrible.
Not a good place to lose your cool in front of a precinct. That's where the cops are.
They're just watching you guys argue, jaw back and forth.
So no arrest though, fortunately. A couple speeding tickets here and there.
Dude, I'm so over speeding tickets. I just got another one where the cops didn't pull me over. I got another one of the fucking.
How are you getting speeding tickets?
Yeah, I was
the snapping the goddamn pics of me.
I hate
such bullshit, dude.
I hate that. It's
How
like cheating.
fast are you driving?
You can't, huh?
But you can only go
driving?
10 over, and they're gonna get you.
That's
It
what I'm
sucks.
saying.
Yeah.
Well, there's.
I was getting like 1 a week for a minute.
There's one that
Really?
that gets me. It's right when you get onto Astoria Boulevard off of off of like, what is it, 278 or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And right when you get off, it's like, it's the change in speed limit. And then it hits you
Yeah.
right there.
Damn.
That's how I would get pulled over.
It's
Just
probably
like
cost me
speed
$400
traps.
already at this point.
No, it's bad. And it's just, it's like Big Brother watching. It's like, come on, no sportsmanship. Like if the
Yeah,
cop
that's
catches
what I'm
me,
saying.
okay.
yeah.
But you're just gonna film me?
goddamn
What is
AI.
this?
You know what I mean?
It is AI.
Goddamn
right? Allen
AI.
All right,
Iverson?
conspiracy time.
Allen Iverson.
I know. Why would he do that? AI. He was such
thought
a
he liked
practice.
this, man.
yeah. He was a gamer. I thought.
All right, dude. We're just about in an hour. Do you have anything else for us? Or do
No,
you
I've
wanna
just
wrap?
undug a lot of trauma that I've buried deep down.
Paul
So thank you
told
for
me,
that.
He was like, when I was getting ready, I was going through all these stories. Like, what a piece of shit. I was.
I'm a good person now. I promise. No, but this was a lot of fun, man. You got to own it. You got to own it. It's part of growing
Exactly,
up.
dude.
Isn't that the fucking truth? And you gotta. When was the last time you cooked naked, Paul?
You know what? I see it in my near future.
Dude, that's got to be the new Paul's Kitchen on OnlyFans.
Dude, your girl comes home. She's like, whoa, Cinnamon, get in the bedroom.
Yeah, she'd be more mad that Cinnamon was out watching than me. She'd be all for the extra income, for sure. She'd be for the extra income, but to avert her baby's eyes.
You get flagged on OnlyFans for bestiality because there's a dog in frame.
I would never do that to Cinnamon. But that's not a bad stream of income, to be continued.
That's what
Paulie's
I'm saying.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
Paul's Kitchen.
Dude. Well, thanks for coming on, dude. We
Come on, man.
appreciate
Thanks
it.
for
Tell the
having me.
people this will be out, I believe, either next week or the week after. I got to see our backlog, but tell the people where they can find you if you have anything coming up.
Yeah, no, social media is Paul D Comedy. Yeah, I have some Paul's Kitchen videos. I put them up kind of whenever I want. I try to make a schedule, but that, I don't follow rules,
They're
even if
fully
they're my own.
clothed, you
They're fully
perverts.
clothed.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, hit me up. YouTube also. I got a YouTube channel.
What's the YouTube?
It's just Paul Dagliolo. Keep it simple.
Paulie Dagliolo.
Check out Paul Dagliolo, man. Thanks so much, dude, for coming here.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
I always
guys.
love
You guys are
chopping
the
it up
best.
with Paulie. You could find me at Ray Zawodni on all social media. Ray Zawodni is the YouTube where I should be having some new long clips, a special coming out in October, and you can always catch me here. Wednesdays, a new fucking episode drops on the Troublemakers, so please make sure to check out every episode we have. If you missed a week, they're still out there. Watch them, listen to them, and I do that every week with my good pal Dylan Krasinski. Dylan, where can they find you?
I thought you were going to say, when you said new videos, I thought you were going to say nude clips. And I was like, whoa,
Nude
he's
clips?
jumping in the OnlyFans. Okay.
Oh, I thought, are we doing a partnership with Paul and his new venture?
Yeah, maybe, dude. Anyway, that should be our Patreon. We'll just do nude, and then people will pay us to stop doing it. That's the
a good
plan.
idea.
Sounds like money either way.
Right? And you can find me at Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and at Troublemakers on all those sites. We post clips 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 times a week. And leave us a nice comment on the YouTube. I'll reply, or Ray will, and we'll have some fun on the page, baby. And as always, we're here every week. We will see you next Wednesday, baby. Good night.
Stomach hurts.